get ready for a game. Start the band playing, they just announce my name. I walk in, strut in, I pose where I stand. First you pat my back, then you try to shake my hand. Look into my eyes, you never see a tear. No matter what I play, I ain't going nowhere. Place all your bets, cause here comes the flop. Looking at this shit, I know who's on top. It always seems that I'm starting from behind. I don't care, I pose the big blind. No time for fear, not for this big hitter. Just wait for the turn, if not there's a river. You bet me, you raise, you really need this win. I look you up and down, and then I start to grin. This is poker, this ain't gin. How you like me now? I'm all in.
Do you wanna rock it? Do you wanna roll it? Come next to me and then I'll let you hold it.
All you gotta hit it, all you gotta get it. Bump it up and down, then I'm gonna transmit it.
Look at how I got it, look at how you want it.
Baby, what I'm tripping on you and you got it.
Moving to the left and moving to the right.
But move it like you're
Here we go.
right.
Gotta have a plan on how you gonna win. Can't bluff a bitch or read pocket twins. Thousands start the day thinking that they're able, but only the best will make the final table. And now it's getting hard and the bar starts to raise. Wide as it goes, haven't seen the sun for days. Pressure starts to mount and heart skips a beat. And feeling that you're done, regretting that we ever had to meet. I'm gonna knock you off and make you feel sick.
Hey everyone, this is ENTV Alex M at PokerGrinds.com. Today's a very special video blog that I'd like to spread out for everyone that may have been in my situation or to warn other people beforehand. So, some of you are going to wonder, what the heck are you doing playing the lowest stakes 1 cent, 2 cent, where the pot average about 20 to 30 cents, while 2 months ago you were playing the highest limit games on Ultimate Bet at 15.30 and 30.60 with pots about in an average of $500 or so. Now, a lot of stuff has happened ever since my big runs of December and January. For the ones that don't know, I have cashed in about roughly $30,000 in 1 month. I cashed a 5K tournament, a few days later a 4K tournament. I cashed in a couple 1K and 2K wins here and there live and online. And of course the big $22,000 U-Buck main event win that was January 17, where I placed 4th. This was probably the biggest run since I've played poker, and I have only been playing for 2 years. Last year wasn't really playing to make money, it was just a way to relax, so wasn't really paying attention to the winnings, just playing for fun. This year has been more I'd say different. I have changed, my bankroll has changed, my mind has changed, and even my personality may have changed. I've set a goal for myself which was to make about $100,000 by the end of 2011, and that's pretty big for me, especially coming from someone who was playing 1 cent, 2 cent a year ago. Now I'm not going to waste too much time going into details and just go straight to the point I'd like to share with all of you. And I'm going to begin from point A to Z about my downswing story. So last year I had placed third in Midnight Madness and beat a field of 1,500 players to cash in about $2,000. It was something like $3,500 for first, but we made a deal in final table in the top 3, and we split it fairly. I came as if I came second, basically. So I really wanted to buy a Mac for a while, so I did just that. I took the money that I won from Midnight Madness and bought a Mac. And I had about $500 left, which I was gonna play on Full Tilt, that I obviously lost. Now, for 1 year I wasn't really making money. I wasn't really even really involved in playing poker, just reading books, studying the game, watching the pros play on TV or play at home for fun, but never really for money, since, well, I had none. Around November 2010, I decided to do something that I really suggest no one do. It was very stupid, and there's nothing to be even proud about. It could have turned out very ugly, but somehow it turned out to be really good, and maybe even destiny, who knows. I had about $200 to my name, and I decided to join Ultimate Bet, where I made a deposit and went bust rather quickly. my mom had a mortgage account, and some of you might be shocked right now and be like, oh man, I know where you're going. Please don't even say it. Well, yeah, that's exactly what I did. And this is why I was telling you that I'm not proud of that move. That was bad. So I went on and took her account without permission. Obviously, deposited $500. Now at this point, I'm very well aware that this is, like I said, very wrong. But my main intention was to get crazy really quickly, build money fast for myself, and just put the money back in the account, and have a bankroll of my own. So I deposited $500, and at this point, bankroll management didn't even cross my mind. I mean, I'm just, like I said, this state of mind where I have nothing and I'm going for the big win fast. All right, I'm not scared to lose it. I'm not scared to lose it just mainly because psychologically it's not my money. Even though if I would have lost it, obviously I would owe her whatever amount I would lose. But yeah, like I said, my mentality was to win big and fast. So I was completely fearless. My mind was just, I was just playing for the win. There was nothing that could stop me. Unfortunately, actually it did stop me very quickly, as I busted at my first or second session, I believe, of 2-4. Might have even been 3-6. I'm not even sure. I think it was 2-4 though. Yeah, it was 2-4. I had pocket queens. I made a raise of about $15. Someone re-raised me very quickly to about $50 or $60, and I just decided to smooth call just to see a flop. The flop came a jack, a 5, and an 8. No flush draws. I checked. He fired something like $150, and I decided to just ship it all. I had about $400 or so on the table. I shipped it, and he called ace jack, which for me was very good, until the river came, and a jack came on the river as well, which gave him 2 jacks. I kept on trying. Eventually I went bust again until this operation went up to $1,500 worth of loss, which, like I said, wasn't my money. That was the money from my mom's mortgage, and I was not feeling right about this, but I felt like I could not give up. I could not give up because I knew I could come back, and I know if it's happened before in live play, and I just wanted this really, really bad. So I went on, deposited the last $500. I told myself, you know what? If this time I lose it, this is it. I'm not gonna do it no more, and that's gonna be it. So this time I tried to do something different. I stopped doing the cash games. I just took the $500 and focused on doing tournaments. And at the time when you sign up and you play cash games on Ultimate Bet, you have they have those Ultimate Bet points that you get when you play cash, and you reach levels, and those levels give you free rolls or tournaments. And at the time, they invited me to the UB Invitational, which was first place, 1600. Now, since it's a free roll, and not everyone at Ultimate Bet was at the legend level after 2 weeks, there was about 100 players, and since it's a free roll, people just go all in and play very, very crazy, like they don't care. So I ended up winning that, which was about 1600, and I was now profit. I was actually profit, and I had about 2,500. So I made all the money back, and I was in good shape now. Now I then decided, because my brother Nico M23 had talked to me about limit games and how easy it is to win money just because people chase, and once they don't hit and you just play straightforward, you just happen to gather good pots. So I did that for a little while, and then after that I was playing 5, 10, and 10, 20 limit games, and my main goal was to basically use the money from the tables to free roll into $200 buy-ins. Now, what I would do is I would just simply make a quick 100 to 200 and leave, use that money for a 200 tournament, and it was a pretty good technique, and it was working very well for me because technically I wasn't losing the 2500 no matter what, even though I was playing tournaments, because of how I would hit and run at the table. I would just take the 100 to 200 and use that money for the tournament. So it was never going under 2500 unless I would lose at the cash game, which would rarely happen at that point. So finally I did that. I was increasing my chances to cash in big by doing $200 tournaments, and finally I cashed in $5,000. First, before that, it was 3,000, and then it was 5,000. At that point, everything was awesome. I put the money back in my mom's account. I had a bankroll of about she was about like 7,000 or 8,000 that I literally 2 weeks ago didn't have. I kept going with my technique of playing limit games just to free roll into big binds, and one day I fell short of 3,000. That was a big drop for me, and I remember I was sick to my stomach that night because of how fast those 3,000 went. That was my biggest loss ever encountered since playing poker. I was running horribly, I was playing bad as well, I was on tilt, nothing was going right. I decided to stop for a few days just so I could get my mind back on track. Sometimes you have to stop to get your mind and the tilt just away. Finally I came back, made the money back, still playing limit games, and it came around January where the U-Buck events were starting up, and there was the $500, 530 I believe, buy-in that I wanted to play, but I didn't want to pay in directly, so I just decided to focus on qualifiers all day. I entered the $5 qualifier on January 16, which qualified me for a $55 qualifier that you had to play the next day. So I woke up at 7 a.m. on January 17 to play it, and I qualified for the 530 buy-in. I was actually at first thinking about just cashing out the money to play lower tournaments, but I went to my mom and asked her, what do you think I should do? Should I just play or keep the money? Because at the time, $500 meant something to me. Even though my mind had changed, it was still $530 that I could use, to play a couple tournaments, or even use for the limit games, to keep on doing what I was doing. Somehow, usually she's afraid of me losing money, naturally, like any parent, that she tell me to keep it, but this time she said to go for it, just because of how much was first place. It was $70,000. This was a big event. There was about 600 players at the time. So I just decided to just join the tournament at first, and it wasn't too good for me. I lost with pocket aces. I had about 800 chips left, but I managed to come back, grind for 9 hours, get to the final table, and place fourth for 22,410. 410. That was my biggest cash, and I had never had this type of bankroll playing this game. I felt amazing. I didn't even realize how much I had to my name that night. It was just insane. Somehow I had this feeling that maybe poker was for me, and it was meant for me to win and become a professional poker player and build this role to another level I never would think possible reaching. I naturally bought myself gifts, an LED TV, PS3, Blu-rays, 3D surround sound system, a new bed, remodeled my room. You know what? I think once you win something, it's almost mandatory for you to buy yourself something.